Good evening everyone, it's your favourite Scottish cyclist here, John McCracken, also known as the Lone Biker. A heat wave has hit Europe, and strangely, this also includes Scotland. So what should we do in this heat wave? We'll head out on the bike. Let's go. We're heading on a social paced ride with the club, Loudoun Road Club, and I think we're heading down the coast. Sometimes with a cycling club you have to force a social pace, sometimes especially with ours, but tonight it is going to be a social pace because it is really warm for Scotland. It's warm anyway for anywhere, but the plan is we head down the coast. And now, usually our social runs are coffee runs, but seeing as it's the evening, we don't want too much caffeine, and seeing as it's so warm, it might end up being an ice cream run or a milkshake run, but we'll see. We're going to head out and join up with everybody else and enjoy a cycle. Now, I'm not one of those people that's ever going to complain about the weather when it's like this. I absolutely adore it when it's like this, which is why I head my holidays to Spain and this year Greece, etc. However, all joking aside, you gotta be careful when you're out exercising and it's warm, especially if you are going somewhere where it is hotter than usual, like Spain at this time of year. Simple things. Keep hydrated all the time, just sipping on your water all the time. You know, I find that, especially when I'm abroad, petrol stations are one of the best places to stop and rehydrate, because you can see your bike in the forecourt from the shop. It's always got cold drinks, but just keep hydrated all the time. You will find it hard to keep drinking, especially if you are abroad, because you do bag up a little bit. And the important thing as well is not just to replace your fluids, but to replace your salts. You can get powders and electrolyte drinks that you can put in your bottles. Tend to use them when I'm on holiday on races. If not, you can do what I do. If you check back my Mallorca, I think it's day 2 cycling holiday, you'll see that I stopped for a nice big plate of chips and covered them in salt. So you can do it the simple old fashioned way as well. Bags of crisps, nuts, etc. do the job as well. And a wee beer I sneaked in, of course, for the electrolytes and the carbohydrates. But yeah, keep it simple and keep it sensible. You know, don't let it go too far. If you're getting hot, stop, have a break, find some shade. I'm sure I won't have too much of a problem this evening as we are roaming in the gloaming. But let's crack on. Well, there's 4 of us so far, just waiting on another bunch coming. It's going to be a social night. It's roasting already. I've already emptied 1 bottle. Definitely refills at some point. Last week. Just into my left, but we're heading along to Irvine, it seems. And as we always say, let's crack on. And there's Aaron over there glistening in the Firth of Clyde. He says as we pass a giant bush that hides Aaron. Sod's law. There we go. What What a beautiful coast Ayrshire Coast is. Well, here we are down at Irvine Beach. The Bay of Irvine. It's where we had our evening snack. I had an amazing milkshake. This is Grow Coffee, so I'd say come for the milkshakes. They're expensive, but good. And I had some salt and chilli chips that were good, but fantastic. And look at the view tonight, absolutely spectacular. So that's us eating dinner. It truly was a social evening this evening. There's about 8 or 9 of us now to head back towards Inner Ayrshire.
Thank you very much.
That is a selection of cakes. Oofed. This over there is called the Booker Pond, and it's called the Booker Pond because there's a Booker cash and carry there. But locally, if you're a triathlete or an open water swimmer, this is where you come. Personally, it's no my thing. Each to their own. This field looks like one of those 1,000-piece difficult jigsaws. We're all roasting and they cows are freezing. Sorry. Here we are at the end of the ride, and I think a couple of lessons from tonight's ride. First of all, it doesn't need to be revelatory. You don't need a plan. Doesn't need to be hitting all the local landmarks. Just get out and ride. It's good fun. Second of all, we don't get nice nights. And you're only on this planet once. So when you get a nice night, and they don't come round that often, go out and use it. And do you know what? 46. You're never too old to go out and play on your bike with your pals. Anyway, you know what to do. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you later.